Welcome back to MoonTown Offline.
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 I don't know how to say it in another language, so that's all I got.
Offline.
Offline.
Offline. Hey, yo, offline here. I'm
Hello,
offline
everyone.
here. Hey there. It's Austin and the other guy.
Hello, other guy. Hello, not Austin.
Hello, not Owen.
We meet again.
The anti-me.
There's a form in Kingdom Hearts 2 called Anti-Sora.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
You'll learn about that in like a year or two.
probably, yeah. Yeah. We're back here with another episode of MoonTown Live. What have you been up to this week, my man? Let's state it real quick. It is April 18th, 2020.
Let's see, it was the 10th last time we spoke.
Yes. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So
It's 1:35 p.m. And we're still inside. The closing of the lockdown is now switched over to May 15th.
yeah, that's right. That same day we talked about, oh man,
Yeah,
it's
like,
gonna be great.
it's going to be great. Well, wait, it's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're patient little buggers.
or we have just adjusted to be.
Yeah. After this, we're going to have to adjust dramatically to being around people. That's going to be
Yep.
real weird.
I feel like we're gonna like social distance somewhat just automatically.
That's true, yeah. Like, hey, it's good to see you.
Did you wash your hands yet? No? Okay, stay away.
Let's see, yeah. Wash your hands? No? All right, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or we're all gonna wear gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Or my favorite thing is then we can do that weird like anime thing where we're about to fight, we bite off our glove, and then we're stronger.
Yeah. I like that. It's a good idea.
So I've been playing. I played Borderlands 3 a little bit.
Ooh, nice.
It's hard to remember because every day seems the same.
That is true.
But I did find my PS Vita. And my PSP, which I have a PSP 3000, the ion lithium battery bloated, so now it can't fit my PSP.
Bloated?
But yeah, bloated. But I got my good boy Vita here.
Ooh, yeah.
And on it, I have inside I have Persona 4 Golden, but right now set up I have a boss fight from Persona 3 Portable, which is my last save file. Funny enough, was before yesterday when I played it. This is recent. That's why I remember.
Yeah.
It was like August 1st, 2015 was the last time I had saved in this game before yesterday. And the reason why is because I started playing this I got that in like 2013 or 14, and then I was playing it, and then I took a break, and then I played it again in 2015. And then, other games come out, time goes by, life happens.
Yeah.
And I picked it up again like a year or two ago. But in these games, there are certain skills that kill a person in one hit. And when your main character dies, because it's a JRPG, by the way, turn-based, if your avatar dies, the party for some reason can't function without you, so it's just a game over. And I literally just was like, oh, I'm so excited to play this game again. I took it out, and in the first fight, I got what I call Mudoed, because it's called Mudo or Mudoon. It's a dark spell, kill you instantly.
I see.
Low chance of hitting, but it did it. And then I went by, and then I was like, all right, I'm not going to play this for another year or two. And then yesterday happened, and I defeated a mid boss kind of, and the fight that I'm in is another one like that. So
Oh,
at
yeah.
some point soon, I plan on beating this game because I had 60 hours. Now I have like 62 or something in it, and I'm on the last month because it's a day by day game. You're in high school,
I see. Yeah.
so it should be done within like 10 hours,
Oh, yeah.
which will be
Well,
fantastic.
yeah. We'll catch up to this conversation in 2025 when
When
you
I have
finally
finally
beat
beaten
it.
it,
Yeah.
actually, I can play through it twice because so this game came out in the PS2. In fact, I have the PS2 version. Well, I have the updated PS2 version, which adds an extra like 20-hour campaign and a couple extra personas because there wasn't DLC back then.
Yeah.
So they just re-released the game with a subtitle. It went from Persona 3 to Persona 3 FES, short for Festival. No, they did not add a festival, in case you were thinking. And
That would have been exciting. Clown,
right,
trapeze
they
everywhere.
added like an extra epilogue, which is cool. It's called The Answer. And I have that game. One thing that sucks about that is that your main character is you can only control him and directly input his commands. Your AI party members follow a tactics system where it's like, oh, focus on healing or go nuts, baby. That's not the exact term, but I like to say go nuts, baby. And I sucked and I got screwed up and I could not fight this boss. And I did it to where I couldn't go back into an earlier day. And so I locked myself in and I was like, oh no. But luckily, there's a PSP version of this game where you can finally input the party commands for your characters. So I'm kicking ass now.
Nice.
And I learned from my mistakes. Oh, and also in the PSP version, they added a female gender option or sex option.
I mean,
And so they have
everyone
like
has that option. Let's be woke for a second. Everyone has that option.
so so she has like I think different music things and like the blue see like there's like a lot of blue colors that turns to pink, which is kind of cool. And slight no variation in the story, but you can actually affect the story with certain social links, which is another aspect of the game. We could talk about this another time. But
Sure we
that's what I've been doing. What about you, buddy boy?
That's fun. Well, this week it's been a bit of day-to-day stuff too. Just getting through one or two games I'm kind of working on. I played a little bit more of Medieval. I think it must have been yesterday or the day before. And so in Medieval, so when you enter like a new level, it keeps the hit points that you had that you ended in the last level. So like if you ended at 100 in that, you're gonna start off with 100 in this. So I just come off a boss fight, and I was going into the level with 11 HP and no extra healing potions, and it immediately threw in two like this scarecrow enemy that the game said is near impossible to hit. So it just kind of threw me in there. And I could not get past it for maybe 5 seconds. But I did a little cheat, or I went all the way back to the tutorial area, where it like shows you like, oh, this is money. This is how you jump. And also shows this is a life potion, and it just gives it to you. So I played through that tutorial maybe about 5 times. And I was finally good enough to graze through. You just got to hit the scarecrows with like a club, like just stick them in a corner and hit them with clubs and darts several
Wait
times.
until me and you play a Souls game on Moontown, and we should do it to where we alternate after like every 3 or 4 deaths. Oh man, that's gonna be honestly probably hilarious. Like Shrek 2
The
is funny.
controller's gonna go hot potato.
Yeah, Shrek 2 is funny because we're just boys having fun, and we're just like making fun of it. Dark Souls is going to be funny because we suck. And then at one point it's going to turn to sad because we suck. But then at one point we'll get good. Like we'll practice maybe off screen or something. And it's like, yes, we're good at this game. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be it. There's gonna be more footage of the loading screen than there is the actual game.
Oh yeah. And you know how we had that one segment in Shrek 2 where where I think, did you fast forward the platform section with the wolf?
Yeah, yeah, that
Because
was
we had,
like 20
because we had,
minutes that we fast forwarded.
yeah, I feel
I
a
think
feeling
like half an hour.
oh yeah, I think it ended up being like a 48-minute episode, but we turned it down to 20.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, when we do Dark Souls, it's gonna, yeah. And a good thing to do, we can either do Dark Souls on PS3 or we can do Dark Souls 3 on PS4, but since your thing records Switch, right? We should get Dark Souls remastered for Switch.
True. Yeah, yeah. I've wanted to get into more adult stuff later on. I want to try out like Doom and God of War. I
Oh
don't.
yeah, and I have because of my friend, I can use his profile and play God of War on my PS4.
Nice, nice. Yeah. I'm just
It's fun. It's fun.
yeah. I'm a good Christian boy, so naturally I crave gory maturity.
I don't know why that's funny. I'm a good Christian boy too, and I play Borderlands 3, which almost every kill is just blood everywhere.
Yeah.
If it's a human being,
And once in a
I
while, you just
shotgunned,
get an impulse like, let me just let something out. Let me just
I shot a
vent
guy's
a little
arm
bit
off.
through this Doom game here. I
All in the name of Jesus.
yeah, I have.
I mean,
I gotten a bit into watching these videos of this. I think it's a Steam game called Poker Night 2. You ever heard of it?
is it a Valve game?
I think so. I just first saw the second one, and in the second one, like you sit at a poker table with Claptrap from
I was
Borderlands.
gonna say, isn't
Yeah.
Claptrap in that?
Yeah, and on that same table, there's also Ash Williams from Evil Dead, Brock Sampson from the Venture Bros show that was on a while back on Adult Swim, and then this other guy, this dog detective Sam from the Sam and Max games. And
That's dope.
y'all just play poker together, and they just have conversations with each other.
Have you ever played the Max Payne games?
I don't think so. No.
I think they're good. I don't know. I haven't played them either.
That's all right.
I'll get to them when PS3 is considered retro. That's when I'll get to them.
Definitely.
Oh, it'd be a fun game to play with you.
What's up?
I have Lost Planet. I have one of the Lost Planet games on PS3. It's a
Oh,
co-op space shooter.
that
Where
would
you,
definitely be fun. We're gonna
yeah.
make a big list.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, we're totally playing all the Borderlands, and hopefully we get like maybe Nathan and Z to do the Handsome Collection.
Yes. Yeah. And so
Even though it might be pain to look at 4-player split screen, but you know what? Who cares?
yeah, I'll just see if I can either get Premiere Pro or something so that when we have like the four screens, I can put in each corner like who people are.
Oh, that'd be cool. And like a little like name thing. Yeah, we need to like
Yeah.
on layout and stuff.
Yeah, iMovie can't do that. It can only probably do it for just one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no way it can do it for four.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna need like Premiere Pro or something for that. But
Mm-hmm.
that requires money and that requires job. And that's gonna be later.
Oh yeah.
But we'll definitely put a big old pin on that.
Oh, definitely. Probably like a couple-year-old pin.
Probably.
Because life, not only does life need to, because life's on pause right now,
Yeah, it definitely is.
So we need to hit play on it. And then at one point, well, I want to get a job this year or next year. Hopefully this year.
Yeah, I would think this year. Because you
And
got a
then
girlfriend
I
you got to
think,
take care of too.
yeah, and I think, oh yeah. And then I'm going to at one point start putting money aside. And then I'm going to also, when I've, on like my second or third paycheck, I'll probably start putting together like a MoonTown fund.
Mm, that'd be good.
Yeah.
A little
And if we're
share.
both doing that,
Yeah.
then we could be super easy. Because one thing I want to do is, I think if we get, I really want to work towards a capture card for portable devices or a way to record
I
3DS or
know.
DS
That
games.
would be great.
Because like I would love to record a run of like us playing through a Pokemon game.
Yeah, yeah. And also, I've got a Ocarina of Time on 3DS.
So do I. I also have Majora's Mask and
Wow.
Link Between Worlds. I got them for Christmas
Awesome. So
or
we'll
my birthday.
definitely get to do that.
Something.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and there's so many good.
A little fund or like a jar even would be good.
You know, it'd be funny.
What's
You
up?
know how me and you really like Nillas?
Oh yeah. I've been eating a good amount of
We
nil.
should, if we ever do like a fundraiser, the winner should get like
40
10
bucks.
boxes of Nillas. I don't know why, but that would seem like such an us thing to give away.
Yeah, yeah. And now let's play Pyramid of Nillas.
Dun, 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 dun.
Call now to one of our callers. And you get
So,
a chance to win.
Owen, son,
Austin, son.
it is time. It is finally time for you to get through what you liked of TV shows and movies. And also, I don't think we prepared this, but if any video game that you really liked came out in 2019, we should discuss those as well.
Yeah, we will definitely do that. So, a little backstory for everyone who doesn't know. On my Instagram, I posted two separate things on December 29th of 2019
Ooh.
of my top 10 movies and then my top 10 shows. By shows, just like seasons that like were very prominent in that year. Now, keep in mind, in the movies, I had yet to see Uncut Gems, and especially I had yet to see 1917.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why neither of them are on the list.
I still like to consider 1917 a 2020 release because it only came out on Christmas. And then that was the only day because then you had to wait till like January 7th or something, which
Yeah,
is what I did. That's what I did.
yeah. But it's labeled a 2019 movie.
By the way, I saw both of those movies with Valerie.
Nice.
Uncut Gems and 1917.
Yeah, both really good, especially 1917. It was excellent. I just had not seen it yet in the making of this.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried to bring it up a couple times on MoonTown, but we just never.
I feel like we didn't forget it.
Yeah, we forgot it every single time we wanted to bring it up.
Oh, and also like where we weren't going to bring that up with another person.
I don't think so.
Because like we have like what 8 to 10 videos with like together with our shining star Amanda and then Val, and we weren't going to bring that up with
That's
because
right.
that's a topic for just me and you, really.
Yeah.
And so those were our last two recording sessions. Ooh, I want to crank out so many Kingdom Hearts when we're done.
I know, man. Like first we're gonna hang out with everyone.
Yeah.
Like, and then we're gonna hang out with them for maybe 2 days straight.
Oh yeah, I told Val, I'm like, hey man, we both understand that we're basically spending all day together once this gets out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, you're not gonna not see me for a long time. I was like, babe, you don't understand. We have to hug for as long as we were in quarantine. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, she's totally understandable.
59 days. So that's how long quarantine is for us.
That's right, man. And then after we had all hung out, you and me just have to do like a 12-hour session.
So I'm totally fine with that. We can like get lunch or something too.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we can do the next time we should bring. I think we should have 2 recordings or 2 like. How many videos do we usually get in a session? 4 to 5.
Yeah, usually 4 to 5. Maybe we could do a whole session, just you and me, and then we can go grab lunch with somebody, and then they can come along and we do another
Yeah,
session.
I was gonna say we can do that with AJ.
We could definitely do it with AJ.
So let's beat Agrabah, maybe another world, and then bring in AJ after lunch.
That definitely sounds nice. You heard it here, folks. That's going to be our eventual plan.
That's our plan.
Yeah, for August 2020.
When is the other podcast going up?
The other podcast, today on April.
That's right. I was like, I think it's today.
Yeah, I want to try to make it a once a week kind of thing instead of a once every 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's a little more consistent. And I could be like, oh, hey, not only is there, like on this Saturday, there's a game that you can watch, but there's also a podcast that you can watch/listen to, whichever one you want.
Mm-hmm.
If you get tired of our faces, just like put the phone down and go do stuff.
Dude, at one point, I want to be able to do my own video essays.
Oh, yeah, those would be nice.
Those are fun.
Yeah, have to write those out.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of script writing.
Yeah.
And research. Like, I was thinking about doing, like, a video essay series on Borderlands, the franchise. But you know what? This is all distractions from our list.
Yeah.
List.
We're trying to, it's like that SpongeBob episode. All right. Let's see what we got here. The break time. All right. All right.
Focus on
Owen son. Anything else?
We're just talking about this list. And then I don't have a list. I'll just be going through down things I remembered and that I've seen that came out in 2019 that I liked.
Right, yeah. And you can like comment and stuff on the stuff on my list if you've seen it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So here we go on our December 29th, 2019 list of me, Owen. Top 10 2019 movies. Here we go. So let's see, just scrolling through, I think 1 or 2 changes might have to be made just because I've thought about these movies more. But I'll just go down the list. As I put for number 10 was Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, I love that movie.
It was really good. I guess first watching it, I didn't get as much of a feel for it at the start than I think most people did. Especially my brother did. I was like, oh, this is like good, but it didn't feel really Tarantino to me, you know? And about like halfway, I was like, oh, all right, here it is. That's not to say like the first half wasn't good. It's just there was a lot of, all right, now here's this person just kind of doing a thing. And
I will say that I do think the film can drag.
Yeah.
At certain points, especially in Act 2 is a huge act, so that's not very specific. But that going to Italy and stuff, like I think that bit of the film definitely drags, but
yeah.
I think you also love the sequence when you actually get to see Rick Dalton act in the Wild West.
Yeah, that was good.
That's a fantastic sequence. And then
kind of actor he really is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I love Brad Pitt in the movie.
Yeah, Brad Pitt was the best part.
I didn't think he was gonna win the Oscar, but I was like, he's the one I picked.
Yeah. And I love Margot Robbie, but she didn't have anything to do here.
Right, but I thought she was still charming.
Yeah, she was like charming and stuff, but like, what was she doing?
It's funny though. I had just seen what's it called? Scorsese, Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah.
Then Leonardo DiCaprio and Margot Robbie were a thing in that film, and then I was like, are they going to be a thing in this film? And then I was like, oh no, he wasn't even looking at her; he was looking at the guy in the next seat, and like, what's his name?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's at least what I put as number 10 here. For number 9, I put the one and only Shazam, based on
That
the
came out 2019. Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was
That was
March.
a fun movie.
That was early April.
Yeah, that was. Oh, funny story. My friend Daniel and I. You've met Daniel. He's driven you.
Yeah, I know Daniel.
We were we were in biology because it's last semester. Or not. Sorry, 2 semesters ago now. Jeez. Um, and we have online homework. Daniel and I are both guilty of forgetting to do online work. Which, oh shoot, oh, I totally forgot about my philosophy homework. Oh shit, I have
Case
so
in
much
point.
reading to do. Oh man, I think I have a couple more days. My brain just told me it's due Monday, but I actually think it's due Wednesday. So this isn't as much as a freak out as it is a holy shit, I forgot. Um, wow, real time. Oh wow, it's a real time epiphany. Oh, and there you go. um,
Wow,
but
caught on live TV here.
um, so we had both. So we were in the car, about to get out on Harkins, and he lives in Diamond Bar, so we went to the Harkins in Chino.
Yeah.
Is it Chino or Chino Hills? I think it's Chino.
I think
And we're in the car, and I'm like, oh shoot, dude. He's like, what? Because we had some time before the movie started. I was like, oh, we forgot to do our biology quiz online. And he was like, oh, thanks, dude. And then we just did that in the car on our phones, and then we like got out, and we're like, run to Shazam.
nice, nice.
And fun movie, very fun.
Very, very fun movie. Zach Levi, terrific choice, I gotta say.
Oh, completely terrific choice. And then the kid actor, that scene where he meets his mom. Ooh, that's solid dramatic acting right there.
Yeah. All this stuff with the family, just really beautiful. Really, it felt real in such an unreal place. You good?
My dad says hi.
Oh, hello, Mr. Mooney.
That's why I muted myself.
Yeah, I figured. Anyway, yeah, the family dynamics were very real. There was a lot of fun zaniness that I enjoyed that I knew from like Shazam comics on TV and whatnot. I enjoy the campiness of Savannah, Mark Strong's character. I like how when they're in the rooms with like all those doors, and there's like, oh yeah, there's like 3 alligators in suits. It's nothing. It's all right. At the very end, man, when Mr. Mind showed up,
Mm-hmm.
that was I felt so warm inside because I was like, yes.
I need to give
It's
that
gonna be
movie a
good.
rewatch.
Yeah, I saw it with my girlfriend at the time, and she
Oh
was like,
wow, is that
she,
long ago?
yeah, she was like, "Why are you so happy? Who's that?" And I was like, "It's Mr. Mind. He's a mind controlling caterpillar. He's totally gonna be the next villain." I'm so happy.
Yeah, definitely not Black Adam. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but yeah, this is definitely probably the best that the DC EU has done at all. Like Wonder Woman was like pretty great. Aquaman was good, and you know everything else in the beginning. But Shazam, they really hit a strong point because they understood how strong the character can be and how real it can feel. You know,
Yeah,
Aquaman,
I
how
think I think for me, I think Wonder Woman edges it just a little bit because Wonder Woman to me felt more powerful. Mm, you could argue either one, but I definitely enjoy them more than Aquaman.
yeah, Aquaman was like it was fine. You know, it's just I think they focused a little more on dumb action. Not to say that dumb action wasn't awesome dumb action.
Oh, like the scene with Mara and the wine bottles? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was. I do not remember that scene at all. And
Oh well, they're on.
it's been a while.
Where is that? It's not in Mexico, but they're like in some city,
Yeah, I
and
think
they're
it's like Greece. I remember they fight
yeah,
Black
yeah, yeah,
Panther, and that was fun.
yeah. It's in Greece. And
Yeah.
then she's like behind her is a whole bunch of wine, and the guy's about to get her, and she's just like,
Oh, that's right. Because wine is water.
Yes. Also, funny thing, I was just watching a Scooby-Doo episode yesterday from the original.
Mhm.
And there's a part where this green ghost, they're in a mansion. Oh, the quick plot of the episode. Scooby-Doo helped save a man's life years ago, and the man is now dead. And so at his will reading, the person, so there's $1 million that's going to be given to like the 4 relatives in Scooby-Doo, a dog.
Yeah, I 100% remember this episode. This was a torture. The two
Yeah.
ghosts. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the green ghosts, which I'm technically the episode didn't finish because I was having issues, but I'm pretty sure it's
Creepy and
all
McCrawley.
the family members because there's 4 ghosts.
Mhm.
By the way, rewatching this, I'm totally catching. Like, I know who's going to be the bad guy before it happens most of the time, because most of the
Yeah.
time they're really obvious about it. And you can even think of like why they're doing it, like this scheme. It's like, whoa, that's cool. Like, there's something here for the adults too.
Yeah.
Also, with a lot of some of the jokes are like really nice. And there's a part where they're distracting the green ghost guy, and they just pluck off like a couple corks from wine behind them, which somehow makes all the other corks fly off. But then all the corks assault the ghosts. So weird connection, and they're both by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So long, Amber Heard. She's not going to be casted.
Yeah, she's next.
Sorry. Well, anyway, so number 8 I put on here was A24's The Lighthouse.
I have not seen it.
This was a very, very intense movie. This is like a once in a lifetime experience of just being like, first off, the great idea of like the aspect ratio being just like an old timey square.
That's a thing?
Yeah, the aspect ratio is like small.
16:9?
Yeah, 16:9, I think is the way it's called.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
There is no other characters besides Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe, and I guess you can count a third character who's more of a hallucination than anything. But this is so intense. It gets scary sometimes very fast. Willem Dafoe easily should have landed at least a nomination, easily a win for Best Supporting Actor, because the man is a legend in this. Robert Pattinson, also a big legend in this.
Are you saying Willem Dafoe is better in this than he did in Togo?
I would say that, yeah.
Oh, that movie. I forgot that existed.
And it's all black and white, which easily adds to the intensity.
Damn, I want to watch this movie.
There is near constant a foghorn or something to that extent in the soundtrack. It's just always there, just this just nonstop. The movie kind of makes you insane sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, is this real? What the heck is happening? Why are you doing that?
Is it almost as noisy as Uncut Gems?
Yeah, I'd say it might be a little noisier, just depending on what's going on.
Damn, that's a feat right there.
The thing is, though, like when because it's the loudest when it's just been like quiet. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It'll be quiet for like 5 minutes straight, and then all of a sudden there's 30 seconds of like constant giant noise because somebody's freaking out, and it is insane. You just drop everything you're doing and just look at these two guys going mad because they're in a lighthouse, and this is the most horrible job in existence.
Yeah.
I mean, besides slavery, but
that is a job, technically.
yeah, I wouldn't watch The Lighthouse again for like a while because it's.
That was a lot of people, and I still haven't seen this movie either. But that's a lot of people after they saw Hereditary.
Really?
I need to watch that. Oh, I need to watch a scary movie with Val. I want to see her scared.
Nice.
You know, those sadistic boyfriend thoughts.
Of course. Got those, yeah.
You know what? It's sadistic friend thoughts too. Like, I'm pretty sure if you were, I think you deal with scary movies fine, but if you were really terrified, I'd be like, I would love to watch it with you. And you'd be like, I don't want to see it. And I'm like, I don't care. We're watching it.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of horror. Just fragile nerves, I guess. But The Lighthouse was wonderful, I gotta say. So here we have at number 7 is this the only? Yeah, this is the Netflix original of this list.
Is it The Irishman?
Nope, haven't seen that.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah, number 7 for my list is the Netflix original Claws.
You were talking to me about that. That's right. I was like, is it like the Grant Morrison comic book?
It is.
We're like, kind of.
It's its own thing. So Jason Schwartz. This is basically like it's a Santa Claus origin. It is inherently a Christmas movie, but there's a little more to it. It's a lot just about the joys of kindness and integrity and whatnot.
Does Santa Claus use an axe?
Yes, he does.
Dude, this totally might be like the graphic novel.
Not to hurt people though.
This sucks.
Yeah. A little bit interesting, but probably the best part is just the animation of this thing. Hand drawn is always very painstaking, but is so worthwhile in the end because it's all done in hand drawn, and then they put in like lighting and rendering and whatnot, and it looks fantastic. It looks like no other movie I've seen ever. This is like how you are when you watch Spider-Verse or something, or when you watch like Rango or something.
Spider-Verse, you mean the best superhero movie of all time?
I don't know, man. Incredibles is kind of...
Incredibles. That is a good one.
Yeah.
You mean, okay, Spider-Verse, you mean one of the best superhero movies of all time?
Yes.
Also, I like how both of them we mentioned were animated.
That is true. Yeah. Oh yeah, Claus. I definitely want an excuse to watch this again, even though it's not going to be Christmas for a very long time.
Hey, Owen, in July, because there's Christmas in July, you want to watch Claus together?
Yeah, Rudolph and Frosty, Christmas in July.
Let's do a MoonTown commentary on Claus.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to do a commentary on that one because I just want to like see it. You know what I mean?
It was more of a joke, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you. I want a big excuse to watch this again because it's so beautiful. It's also just so warm, and I welled up inside so many times during this movie. It's got the cutest kid. I can't even explain it. I can't even talk about it, but it's got the cutest kid in this one.
Nice.
The designs of everything is all very warm and very homely. The two main ones, Santa and this guy, Jasper, the postman, who are J.K. Simmons and Jason Schwartzman, respectively. Yeah. These two work wonders off each other. And it just feels so genuine. It's so fascinating to see a different story to how the idea of Santa Claus was even made and who the guy like actually was in this universe. So that's definitely one of the movies I have very hard time finding a wrong thing in. So that's Claus for you. So go see it eventually.
Yep.
Let's see, what would this be? Here we go. Number 6, which might be one of those that I might have to move around, is Knives Out.
Higher or lower?
Probably higher, I'd say. Because watching Knives Out again, is beautiful.
Yep.
Cin-
I saw that twice in theaters, and I saw it again recently.
yeah, Ryan Johnson is a terrific, terrific director in this. All the actors, they bring it all, man. And let's see what else. Cinematography and the sound editing was especially good because they all kind of let you into the mystery and they'll like helped you kind of follow along, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I should have taken notes.
On the films.
Yeah, I'm just going.
I think it has one of the most kind-hearted protagonists.
Oh yeah, exactly. Arma,
Hot.
yeah, you are
You're a
good.
good mix.
Yeah. Arlen Throm. Yeah. Daniel Craig he was fun in this movie.
He had so much
Yeah.
fun. I had so much fun with him.
Yeah, I don't think he quite got the accent, but he was playing more of an exaggerated kind of thing. But
Yeah,
he really went.
I think he's just gonna have an odd accent, and I was just like, I buy it. It's not supposed to be natural. It's supposed to be weird and make you go, all right. It's just going to be funny now whenever he says donut and hole.
Yeah, mysteries are great because when you watch it a second time, like I did and you did separately in theaters, you really catch a lot more.
I totally caught.
Like I caught things around the house. Like,
it?
wait a minute, that kind of relates to that.
Yeah, I caught how someone could have correctly come up with the murderer.
That is true. Yeah, and
because it's laid out for you. You just forget about it conveniently.
Yeah, and there's going to be a Knives Out 2 with Daniel Craig. It's going to be a completely different thing, and I am so excited because I'm really excited for this to just become a series.
Yeah, I think 3 might be a good place to stop.
Maybe,
but it would be a good place to stop for a while. I'm waiting on Sherlock Holmes 3, man.
Yeah,
with Robert Downey Jr. That's still happening, I think.
Really?
I think so.
Well, he's got nothing else to do.
Yeah, and I think it's because like he was so busy with the MCU. And Jude Law has also been. Has Jude Law been busy recently?
I don't think so.
I feel like he was in something, a couple things, but I just don't remember what they were.
Yeah, I think he was in a few things, but nothing like Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm thinking I specifically saw on Netflix The Talented Mr. Ripley, so that's why I'm thinking Jude Law was in something recent. But that's only because I saw that film recently, even though that film came out like the year you were born, I think.
I think so, yeah. Well, I'm more of a fan for the Sherlock show on BBC with Cumberbatch and Freeman.
That is a good show. Although, have you seen the movies with RDJ?
No.
We were watching that together.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard to compare it with Cumberbatch.
I mean, it's gonna be different, because different era. Cumberbatch is modern. RDJ is.
Even though Cumberbatch did do that episode in the olden times, that was
that episode. That was a good episode.
There's
I haven't seen the most recent season.
There's only like 8 or 9 episodes of all of Sherlock, but like they're all amazing. They're all well paced and well crafted and all that. It's like interesting twists on these old stories.
One thing you'll also appreciate about the movies is, I think also the TV show. I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't really remember the soundtrack. But I think I think they definitely have like a familiar sense of this is what a Sherlock Holmes soundtrack should sound like. You'll like the movies because they're cleverly written and acted well.
Well, we will definitely figure out a way to get around to that.
Definitely.
That's my number 6 of this list is Knives Out. So let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is Pew, pew, pew. Number 5 is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Wow.
Yeah, I just
That's
really
really high.
yeah yeah. It might be slightly low. It might take like the number 6 or the number 7 spot. Just thinking through these movies more and more. I don't know. I was in a rush to get these out.
Yeah, I had fun with this movie, but I need to watch it again. It's one of those movies where it's like there's something about it that doesn't particularly rub well. Like there's a couple problems with that I have with it, but I need to watch it again to understand what they are.
Yeah, at least from what I
But I
can
think
remember.
I think it's a fun time, and I love the little thing with Peter and MJ. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, I like you, but I'm not. How do what? I'm not gonna say it. I don't even know. She doesn't like me. What? Huh?
those moments are all really sweet. Gyllenhaal knocks out of the park.
He does great.
He always does. Terrific Mysterio. The illusion scene will go down as probably, honestly, one of the best comic book movie scenes of all time.
Which one? The first one?
No, the big illusion scene.
Oh, at the end.
Yeah, near the end, like end of the second act.
Okay.
It was so good. It was just a comic book coming to life in that whole scene.
I love. It's Norway. Is that the country that they're in?
They're in a couple countries. I don't think they're in Norway.
Or Sweden? Is it Sweden where everyone's nice?
They're in
When
yeah.
Peter wakes up in the jail.
It's either Sweden or Finland.
One of those two, but he's just like the guys with the phones. I love that, and he's just like, "You're all so nice here."
Yeah. It's Night Monkey. That was a really fun one, and I am very, very excited for not only more J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson in the next one. So excited.
Were you remember the whole thing about that there might not be a third one because of the deal with Sony?
I remember that time. That was an interesting month in the year of 2019, but we're good.
I never had a problem. I never had a fear.
Yeah, it's like, nah, they're gonna figure something out. They wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I feel like I should have worn my Batman shirt because you're wearing Nightwing.
Oh yeah. Well, we have to plan this out more.
Yeah. All
I
right, Owen. No glasses. Let's do it.
well,
They're
what's that?
tricked. They totally think we planned this.
Yeah.
Anyways, Val, you look a little different.
Like, wow, Donovan, you look kind of weird.
Oh, you know.
Oh.
Oh, it's your real form.
Yeah. You know, this movie definitely got me excited for Craven and Scorpion coming in, because that's obviously going to happen.
That's gonna be great.
There's no way they're not going to have that. Every single sign is like, okay, Craven and Scorpion. That's going to be what's it.
That's gonna be in one movie, you think?
Probably, yeah. We'll probably have Jameson like making Scorpion or something, and then they'll also have like just Craven being in town, also chasing him, but Craven is like the more prominent villain. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna go with the whole like Craven kind of becoming an animal guy.
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't know how that'll work. But,
I'm trying to think of. So we've done.
I would like to see.
I want to see Vulture come back.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And
He's
help
gonna
him
be
out.
in Morbius? Question mark. Nobody's really sure about that. Even when they released the trailers, nobody's really sure.
I forgot that movie is happening.
Yeah, me too, until just now.
You know, I think that makes more sense than Venom.
It does, yeah.
There didn't need.
I mean,
Venom confuses me.
Yeah, but Venom 2 is happening with Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy.
That's such good casting, but I feel like it's wasted. I feel like it's going to be the script is going to be wasted on him, and the movie he's going to be in. Like, I would love for Tom Holland to go against Woody Harrelson, Butch Cassidy, but like also
Yeah.
nothing's going to live up to.
Butch Cassidy?
Yeah, nothing's ever going to live up to the '90s Spider-Man Carnage.
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
kind of like trying to live up. It's kind of like Woody Harrelson's going to try to. I mean, to a lot of people, maybe not, but I feel like it's going to be like trying to live up to Mark Hamill from Batman. Wow, my brain. Because it's like a live action trying to do an adaptation of a character from the animated series. He's just going to get compared to a lot. But I think he'd
probably,
be
but
good.
dude, you called Carnage Butch Cassidy. It's
Butch Cassidy.
Butch Cassidy is a cowboy. You know,
Oh,
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? It's Cletus.
Cletus Cassidy, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been calling him Butch for years. No one's corrected me until now. Thank you, Owen.
Come on, man. Butch Cassidy is a cowboy.
From what?
Well, not really. It's not a cowboy. It's more modern. From the '60s with Robert Redford, the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, well, it's a famous '60s movie. They're like two outlaws, basically cowboys, but it's not set in the Old West. It's set in more modernish time.
Okay.
But my dad really loves it, and I've been meaning to give it another watch now that I'm older and stuff, and I can get it. But yeah, Harrelson will be interesting. I don't know. From what I know of Cletus Cassidy, it seems like Harrelson should be like a bit. If Woody Harrelson was younger and skinnier, like that's prime. You go right ahead on that. But I don't know. Just like no offense to Woody, my boy, but just like the age and the size, it just doesn't fit.
You know who would have been good?
Oh
What's his name from Gotham? Jerome?
yeah, Cameron.
Cameron McGonagall?
Yeah, him. I was gonna say that would be a great choice. And it's like the actor is younger than Tom Hardy, so like he doesn't have like the full maturity to really control the symbiote.
Mm-hmm.
The effects will be neat, hopefully. So anyway, back to the list here. We still got 4 more to get to before I think we might have to wrap up after we talk about number 1 here.
Mm-hmm.
So number 4 I had put on this list was Rocket Man, the Elton John biopic starring Taron Egerton. This movie has so much style. It is insane. That's something Bohemian Rhapsody was severely lacking, was like a sense of identity. Because Bohemian Rhapsody, that's just them playing the songs. There's not really a point to those songs being in those parts of the story. And there's nothing that they really do to show off the song a little more. It's just kind of them playing it. And at the end, it's just them playing the little songs like the exact same way, which like neat. But in Rocket Man, when they play like Tiny Dancer, when they play the song Rocket Man, when they play like Honky Cat, when they play Saturday Night's All Right, there's such a sense of style and identity that really focuses on what this song means and how it actually pertains in the set of the story. Like Saturday Night's All Right, it's just a montage of him going from kid Elton John to Taron Egerton, and just him like skipping classes and hanging out with friends and like getting in fights sometimes, but still like being this prodigy piano player. And it's so fun too, just to like go on YouTube and watch just these scenes again. it's so fun to see all these little nuances, all these different styles. Then yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody, they're just kind of doing it, just playing the songs. Like there's nothing that stands out in Bohemian Rhapsody, including also the story, because Bohemian Rhapsody feels so much like a rock biopic parody. Because it's like, Freddie, you don't want to do drugs or be gay. And he's like, I kind of want to. Like, and in Rocket Man, there are subtleties to it. There are emotional dots in this story that build up to certain things. You can see how the Elton John persona and personality really come in with all of these tiny moments in his life. And it really brings a more like, yes, that is how he would have gotten there. That is how he would cope with this situation. And it also, again, brings it in with the songs. It brings it in with the rest of the supporting cast. And then like the very end is such an emotional explosion. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it right now.
My favorite part is that it's a prequel to Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
It kind of is, yeah. Like, oh, you look familiar, Elton John. So do you, Taron Egerton? Well, see?
I've seen him before. Elton John,
Yeah.
He's a character from Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Which means the timeline goes the Kingsman, Rocket Man, Kingsman, the Secret Service, and then Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
That is true, yeah. The King's Man, that's going to be a fun one.
I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
Which number 3?
Yeah, if they just focus on the Secret Service stuff and not really the Golden Circle stuff, they'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Also, Kingsman, too. Now I want to watch it again because I'm thinking of scenes in that movie, and they are beautiful. Like when Colin Firth is fighting those guys in the bar, just the editing, the mixing, the choreography. Manners maketh man. Don't. Do you know what that means? And it's... All right, I'm going to do that later. But, yeah, that's Rocket Man in my own words that I can think of. It's a great experience. Number 3 I put on here was Toy Story 4. Yeah. Toy Story has always stayed very consistent in its way of building from the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Toy Story 2 is probably my favorite sequel, because it builds so much on the idea of being a toy. Like the first one was great, and it focused more on being like a toy itself. And Toy Story 2 upgraded that by going through what that means for a toy when they have an owner. What does that mean for their connection? What does that mean when the kid grows older? You know what I mean? They went through this
even further expanded upon in 3.
Yeah, they went through this a little more in Toy Story 3, which, was definitely expanded upon because now it no longer was a hypothetical. It was a reality. So now you had to actually face it. And then Andy then gave him over to Bonnie, which would have been a nice ending, you know? Toy Story 4, I think the thing is, there is a good argument that it's not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, they're with Bonnie now. Awesome. The stuff with Andy is done. But they decided not to because now there's like, oh, Woody's now been transferred over to Bonnie, but they don't have as strong of a connection as he did with Andy, because Andy had to make his own play and used Woody for that. Bonnie had to make her own play, but she decided to use Forky that she made, and she decided to use Jessie as that too. So there's now that feeling of I'm with a new kid, she doesn't necessarily need me. Is this all I am? Is I'm just going to be transferred from one kid to another? Is there possibly a different path that I can take? And can I accept that I don't just have one role? I don't just have the role of a main toy. I can have different responsibilities and different connections with things. So Toy Story is really good at upgrading with their story and expanding it further and further. Might be a Toy Story 5. I wouldn't say so.
I mean, it's possible, but I don't.
There
It
won't.
doesn't need to happen. But if it does happen, I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, they've covered like 95% ground of all toys.
Mm-hmm.
So they're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Animation.
say I've seen this film 4 times. 3 times in theaters. I cried every time at the end. Thought I wouldn't. I don't think I did it when we were at Amanda's. When we saw that was my 4th time
Yeah,
seeing it.
I
But
was too busy watching the movie myself to look over at you guys.
yeah. Yeah. It's a damn good movie.
Yeah, animation. It's Pixar at this point.
Funny
They've got
too.
animation covered.
And it's funny.
Yeah, the new supporting cast was really great. Key and Peele coming in as the Ducky and Bunny.
Yeah.
That was good. Miss Annie Hall, I want to say. It might be wrong, but Bo Peep, her coming back, that was a great addition. That was a great part of the opening about what really happened to her. And she kind of caught on to a new purpose further than Woody did. Keanu Reeves.
So Keanu
Already
Reeves,
a
man.
It's
so
already
good.
a win, man. Keanu Reeves is already a national treasure and is one of the nicest men alive. And now he is in a Toy Story movie. That already cements it. I think if I had one gripe with Toy Story 4, I think it would be the older supporting cast, because there's a lot of like these newer characters.
Yeah, they're not used a lot.
Yeah, they couldn't do much with the Potato Heads because sadly before this movie got out, Don Rickles passed away. So they actually had to use older sound clips of Don Rickles in recordings so that they can get some dialogue across. Like Rex and Ham, even like the newer Bonnie characters, like Timothy Dalton Porcupine and the Unicorn and Trixie. There wasn't like that much for them to do.
Yeah, I would say that's like also one of the issues, and it's like even Jesse had very little to do.
Yeah, I think if maybe and that's not to say like, because the ending was great,
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, because we should have said earlier, this will be full of spoilers.
Oh, well, they know now.
Yeah, oops, sorry about that. But when Woody like separates and they all have like those big group hugs, that's awesome.
That's where I cried every time.
I know, yeah.
Or when they're finding the little girl.
Yeah, that was horribly. My heart kept yelling. Oh man. Toy Story, man, what are you gonna do? I think if they weren't gonna have that kind of ending, I think maybe cutting the big group in half, and just like Bonnie just picks certain toys to take with her. I think that would have been a little more like easier to focus on different characters.
Yeah.
But as it stands, Toy Story 4 is wonderful. And I always have a wonderful time watching it.
Heck yeah.
2 more. These are some big men. Here we go. Number 2 coming in, Avengers Endgame.
Oh, it's number 2?
Yeah, it's number 2. Now, if you're not a big fan of the MCU or you haven't seen all of the MCU, this movie, this is more of a personal movie than anything, because I'm a guy that's stuck around with it. I got introduced to it around when Avengers came out because that was getting really big, and that delved me into the comic book world, and I got like caught up with phase 1 and just went on with phase 2 and 3 all the way in theaters. So like entering this movie after the giant meteor of Infinity War and Civil War and all those other ones, and just bringing all of this together in such a unique way, I think it was jaw-dropping and fascinating, like killing Thanos at the beginning, because that leaves so much more time for like this grieving process to really see these characters deal with their friends and their brothers and sisters dying. Like we don't really see how Wakanda's doing, which is a shame. But everything else they do, I agree with. I really enjoyed Professor Hulk. I thought that was a great way to take Ruffalo's version of the Hulk. Not to say that's a good way to take any version of the Hulk, but just like specifically Norton. Sorry, specifically Ruffalo. And Bro Thor, perfect.
Yep.
Laughed so hard when I saw the gut, I gotta say, like most people did. And looking back on it now and watching that movie again and again, you really do see the kind of depression and post-traumatic stress that Thor is like actually going through when you start noticing the nuances and you start like noticing how like the words are put together. So I think for that it was a very good move. He probably won't be Bro Thor in Thor Love and Thunder, which is fine, you know. But Endgame, this was a great choice. Iron Man having a kid, all that, that's great, you know.
That's what kills me, man. Fathers and daughters. When Ant-Man reunited with his daughter, I almost cried.
That hit. A lot of moments in this movie that just hit so hard. And like, what else is there to even say? Because we've all seen Endgame.
Yeah, there's not much to say.
Yeah, we understand that, like, even though the first act is a bit slow, that's kind of the point. They don't want to pick up things up just yet because they want people to like breathe. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, of course, third act was beautiful. And just like goosebumps for probably 30 minutes straight throughout that whole thing.
And some tears.
I know, man. Yeah. Iron Man dying, that was such a powerful moment. One small gripe might just be like Thanos in the movie, but I mean, how could they? You know? Because this technically isn't the Thanos we've been with through Infinity War. This is a Thanos where like, okay, we understand his ideals. We understand his motive. But like, this was all before he really started like kicking in a high gear with the Infinity Stones. So he's like, oh, hey, they're all in this one place and I clearly win. So it's more the idea behind Thanos. It's more the idea of like, this is a reminder of what we lost and what we could lose. So that was neat. I'm excited for all the different directions they're going to go with the MCU now. Also, Captain Marvel, slightly better than she was in her own movie. Like, I still enjoyed like Captain Marvel, but she's just so OP. It's kind of stupid. Like when she goes through that whole ship, like just by herself, that's like a 3 to 4 Avengers job. That's nothing like boom, dead. Then it's like, oh, women power. Like, well, she just did that. She can just sweep through all of these people. Why does she need 12 other Avenger fighters to get through it? I don't know, but as it stands, Endgame was a very wonderful ending to not just like Iron Man's story and Captain America's story and even Thor's story, even though Thor's like going ahead. Also, most of Hulk's story, like War Machine and all that. But if Phase 4 were to never exist, this would be a fantastic end to the MCU. And I think that really says something.
Mm-hmm.
Like Phase 4, sweet. I'm going to be watching everything. I'm definitely going to be watching Falcon and Winter Soldier when that comes out. I'm going to be waiting for Black Widow and Eternals. I'm oddly very excited about. It's what else? Shang-Chi, Spider-Man 3, Thor 4, Captain Marvel
Guardians.
2, Guardians 3. Yeah, that's going to be way down the line. Loki and WandaVision are going to be terrific, probably. The What If series, I'm really interested to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But if Endgame was the end of the MCU, I would be fine. So that's basically a general summary of my thoughts of Endgame. And now, the coup de grace. Number 1.
Trolls 2.
No. That does remind me, though. I need you to take something in for me about this year, all right? I need you to look in your heart and understand what I am saying. The last movie to play in a theater was Sonic the Hedgehog. And the first ever movie to be in this historic new way of watching new releases was Trolls World Tour. I need you to think about that for a second. Because I'm scared.
Wait, what was new about Trolls World Tour?
It released online. It released on like Apple
Oh,
TV and on iTunes and on Firefox and whatever streaming thing you use. Like it premiered on that, and you have to pay $20 to see it because it is a new movie, and then you have to wait for it to rent and buy and whatnot. That's just really weirded me out when I first thought about that. Like, wait a second. If theaters start closing down, the last movie to ever be released in theaters was Sonic the Hedgehog.
gotta go fast.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I don't know why, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around those two things.
I think theaters will come back.
They definitely will. But, like, for right now, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird that this is it.
That was what we saw together.
It was, yeah. It's
The Shrek 2 boys.
Yeah. It was a sweet movie. I don't know if Eggman will come back or if they want to try to do something a little different. Oh, you know what they could do? This is off, again, distracting ourselves from the number 1 pick. But what they could do for Sonic the Hedgehog is they could, they could have the government be like, all right, this Sonic thing is running around. We're going to try to create our own Sonic.
Yeah, and then Shadow.
Shadow. No.
No.
It is a failed Sonic clone. And it's like its name is like an acronym. So its name is Chaos. And it's a failed Sonic clone that's running amok. And they could also throw in Metal Sonic as like a different team of, like, the government can have like one team who's working, and then boom, Metal Sonic is running around. Then they have another team, and then boom, Chaos is running around.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be
Chaos
like,
is someone I definitely want to see as a villain in the movies.
yeah, that can now be like, oh shoot, there's two villains now I have to deal with. But I also got this sweet new guy Tails and maybe Knuckles, question mark.
It's gonna be. I'm actually like
I think
kind of
just having those
excited.
two as the bad guys, it would be a great choice. You
I
could
think
really-
Knuckles would be a temporarily villain,
that would be nice, yeah.
and then when they gather all the
Yeah.
Infinity Stones, I mean Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah. Oh, you know what they could do? Just probably like have either Metal Sonic or Chaos as the kind of big villain, but also the Echidna tribe from the beginning is able
Yeah.
to send Knuckles out and try to find Sonic because like Chaos Emeralds or whatever. And it's like, oh, this monster Chaos is powered by this weird little gem. And then that leads in to 6 more movies.
Hey, I'm down for like several more.
I'm after 2. I'm down for like 1 or 2 more. That's my limit.
I think 4 Sonic films would be a good, or 5, because like 5 act structure.
I don't know, man. 4 seems fine because then you'll start going into like Sonic and the Black Knight, and no one cares about it.
I mean, think about it though. You got Chaos, you got Knuckles, and you have to have Shadow. Okay, you know what then? 4 Sonic movies and then 1 Shadow movie.
Yeah. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 could be like Shadow and stuff, and that can go into a Sonic Adventure 2 route where Robotnik comes back from that mushroom dimension, or sorry, Mario World, and he gets the big arc laser and he shoots the moon.
Fuck.
And there's also all that. And then the fourth movie is finally like in the third one they're like gathering more Chaos Emeralds and whatnot. But in the fourth one, it's a better version of Sonic 06.
Yeah, I was just thinking that where like Silver comes back from the future.
Yeah. You can have Silver coming in from the future and either have Iblis or Gaia or like one of the
Full of killing Sonic again.
Yeah. No Sonic Boom stuff, no Sonic Lost World stuff, no secret rings, not even like no colors or Unleashed stuff. If you stuck with those kind of 4 movies, I also think you have something. Oh, in between 3,
Colors would actually make it pretty interesting.
it would be very visually interesting, but there's not much in terms of new.
No, and that's not much you can do in like a non-CG setting with colors.
Yeah.
I think you can definitely throw the colors, people or things in there.
Yeah, you can definitely throw them as like guardians or of something or other. But in between 3 and 4, there's the Shadow the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah. Which is going to be dope.
Yeah, so you can have that. So, yeah, that is my idea of the 5-movie universe of Sonic that is a subsidiary of the Smash Bros. Universe.
I like our mini podcast within a podcast about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. Yeah, Sega, if you're listening, like, take these ideas, man. Just, like, shoot us 2% of merchandise, and we're good. And,
even 1%?
Even, yeah. And put us down in the credits as, like, gophers. And we're good.
No, I want to be under it as Chef Boyardee. So what's your number 1, Owen?
Oh, yeah. All right, so number 1, try to make this quickish, is Jojo Rabbit.
That's right.
2019. This movie is the sweetest thing alive. No, it's one of the sweetest things alive. Because there are some shows in here that are the sweetest things alive. But Jojo Rabbit, the pro-love message is near perfection for the world and environment it is set in. It doesn't take things lightly, if that's weird. Like, it takes its characters kind of lightly. It doesn't take the situation lightly. It doesn't take away, this is still World War II. And there's still like all this stuff, and the Americans kind of feel like bad guys right now, which is weird. That was really freaky at the end. I was like, oh no, America was kind of a jerk. But the young man that plays one JoJo is fantastic. He brings such an innocence, such a naivete, such a cultural adolescence into the movie. And he works out beautifully with one of its great supporting actresses, Scarlett Johansson. ScarJo, these days, is always a win. But ScarJo, she really brings home this whole pro-love message that Taika Waititi, the amazing director, was bringing to it. She brings in all the... Sorry, I'm closing my door right now because my brother just signaled me outside that he was going to start playing drums. So, in the garage, I mean, so I got to close that. Anyway, Jojo Rabbit. Wow, right? It's just wow. Like, after I saw it, I was like, when can I see this again? Because it's not a very complicated movie to follow. It's not like Knives Out, and it's like looking through these, it's not like The Lighthouse or Knives Out, where you need to watch it again and again to really get everything. You can easily get everything in Jojo Rabbit in one sitting. But I still want to see this movie again and again because it fills me up with such a warm, calm, peaceful feeling inside. Like, everything's going to be fine. If we got through this, we're going to be great. Taika Waititi as Adolf Hitler and as imaginary Hitler in this movie was fantastic.
It was so good.
Yeah, he didn't research at all, but he did really good. He was very great at subtly going from a lighthearted imaginary friend to more of a darker side of trying to pull him back into this kind of blind nationalism and cruelty that the Third Reich had. And I'm blanking on the actress's name who played the Jewish girl. But she was...
I don't remember either.
Yeah, she was really fun. She was really exciting. She brought this whole new perspective and wit to this environment. It really brought something. Her quick little scenes with ScarJo, also great. Sam Rockwell, he's in this movie. He's great. This his sidekick. I'm not trying to remember his name, but I'm trying to remember who he is. The name of his character in Game of Thrones, because Theon Greyjoy.
Oh yeah, he's in the movie too.
AKA Reek, AKA this character in Jojo Rabbit. Him and Sam Rockwell are
so good.
They're so good. Yeah, Rebel Wilson is good in this movie.
Yeah,
that's something I think no one has ever said in the history of movies.
She's fine in Pitch Perfect too.
Sure, why not? But I just never found a reason to like Rebel Wilson until watching this movie, because all she needed was like just the right direction. It was the right environment, the right kind of quirkiness that Taika has brought into everything he's ever done. So many scenes are just so emotional. Whether like they're quick little things where, remember ScarJo and JoJo, JoJo and ScarJo, they're looking up at the hung bodies of the people captured and killed. And JoJo says, "What did they do?" And ScarJo says, "What they could." and she has Jojo look at them so that he can understand, like, A, what you're believing as a kid is really wrong, and B, these are good guys. You should respect them. That was a small moment, but I love it so much. I love every scene in this movie. I love the editing it does. I love the effects for wherever they were. The costuming was on point. And it says such a pro-love message that we really needed at this time in the year, and we really still need now. And I think this is a movie that will continue to be such a gem in the history of modern cinema. So that's number 1, and that was my 10. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. So
Real quick before we wrap up, other movies that came out 2019
right, yeah.
that were good. We'll talk about it briefly. We both love 1917.
Mm-hmm.
We both love Uncut Gems.
Yeah, love 1970 so much.
Have you seen I Like the Irishman? It's long, but it's good.
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to that or Marriage Story.
I haven't seen Marriage Story either, although I'm interested.
Yeah, we gotta
it's not high on my priority list.
Yeah. What else came in 2019? There was
Dr. Sleep.
What was that?
Dr. Sleep for those Stephen King fans.
Oh yeah, that was last year.
And It, Chapter 2.
Yeah, that did happen. Rise of Skywalker doesn't exist.
It was entertaining, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, we'll have a podcast where we talk about the Star Wars movies.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Or at least like 3 different podcasts, one for each trilogy.
We can do that, and then we can even have we can even make it a multi-parter where
it's like,
we can discuss this later, not on the podcast.
Yeah, most of this stuff will just come out naturally. But at least for this very, very long podcast, this is clocking in like hour and a half, I think.
Yeah, longer than last time.
Yeah, so we'll try to shorten it a bit next time when we go.
We won't go on 25-minute tangents at the beginning.
Exactly, yeah. So I've got nothing else to say except stuff to wrap up. Any more thoughts from you, Austin? Any more 2019 movies you'd like to give a little shout out to?
Nothing that I've seen. There's a couple things that went on, a couple of animated films specifically based off of Japanese RPGs that I think came onto Netflix in 2019, or maybe it was 2020. Those are Dragon Quest Year Story and Ni no Kuni. Both I want to watch. What else came out in 2019? Oh, shoot. I feel like we're forgetting something. Like one other good movie that came out in 2019 that we both saw.
Yeah, we're sorry, folks, that we're dragging this on. Parasite was last.
I didn't see Parasite.
Oh, Joker.
Joker was good.
Yeah.
Joker was fantastic.
See, Ford v Ferrari, Frozen 2, but no one cares. Lion King, but no one cares. There's Aladdin and Dark Phoenix, which no one cared. Honey Boy. There was Godzilla. Detective Pikachu was last year.
I haven't seen any of those films you just listed, except Frozen 2, but I kind of saw, kind of didn't see it.
Let's see, Men in Black, Us.
I didn't see Us.
Majority of 2019 in terms of cinema.
That's everything.
So
cool.
Yeah, and that's about it from us here at MoonTown Offline for today. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that if you want to see more.
comment any topics or any of the movies that you liked in 2019.
Yeah. Any questions you might have for us that maybe we can bring up at a later podcast, have kind of a Q&A thing.
We can even definitely go further in depth into these films that we liked. Like we could probably do a whole podcast purely just on the DCU, the DCEUs, rather, the MCU, and even like films like Knives Out. If anyone's interested in us doing more analytical videos, let us know.
Yeah, please let us know.
Let us know, AJ, in the comments.
Yeah. I'm going to say it now. It's a little controversial, but heck with it. I'm going to say it now. If we get to 16 subscribers, we will do more MoonTown Offline. We've been there for not even 5 months, because we've been around for 5 months. More than half our time here.
I love this joke.
You heard it here, folks. We get to 16 subscribers, we will keep going.
You can't stop us.
Yeah.
Help us reach our 16 milestone, and after that, maybe we'll even get to 16.
I know, man.
I remember when we used just to be at 16. Now look at us.
All the way at 16. But I want to go higher. I want to go to 16, man.
I want to go to 16 too.
Yeah, that's a milestone right there. After that, then there's just the MoonTown movie after that.
The MoonTown movie. That'd be funny.
Yeah, movie.
I'm already thinking of a plot.
Yeah, me too. Well, like and subscribe if you want. Keep track of any new MoonTown Offline stuff we have. And we will see you all very soon.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bid you adieu.
Adieu.